Let's face it, social media kind of sucks, especially right now. Everybody's complaining about low engagement, less views, fewer likes, fewer follows. It's really frustrating, but you're not alone. I promise you, I have met with so many photographers who are complaining about the exact same thing. And not just photographers, it's happening to everybody, no matter their industry, genre, or niche. So in today's video, I want to walk you through some simple marketing strategies that you can do that don't require social media. So let's jump in. I was on a coaching call earlier today with one of my members from the Focus Photographer Lab. Inside the membership, we offer weekly one-on-one coaching calls. And in this call that we had this week, she was wanting to talk about marketing and specifically social media, or her frustrations with social media. She shared her struggle and her frustration with spending so much time creating content for social media only to have a handful of people see it or even engage with it. So during our time together, we went through some of the other strategies that she could be using to boost her bookings and grow her business without having to rely so heavily on social media. And I'm going to walk you through what some of those strategies were today. The first thing we talked about was what she can be doing more in person. How can she create more of a buzz around her business within her own community? And the two most valuable ways you can do that are through networking and client referrals. So networking. This is one that gives a lot of photographers kind of heart palpitations, sweaty palms, all the nervousness, especially if you are an introverted business owner. And I totally get it. Networking is not necessarily something everybody loves because we think of networking as going to these events where we're sitting in a crowded conference room at little tables making small talk with name tags on our shirts. Networking has evolved. You don't always have to go to networking lunches or events. You can if that's something you're comfortable with. But networking can really just be more one-on-one or small group conversations with other business owners within your community. You can find online networking groups on Facebook or Eventbrite where you can network with other small business owners, or even just striking up a conversation with a business owner while you're in their store. The more people you know, the more likely you are to be referred when someone's looking for a photographer. Which leads us to our next in-person topic, which is client referrals. One of the best ways to get more bookings and more clients is to rely on your past clients. I have an entire video where I break down my step-by-step referral process, which I will link below in the show notes if you want to go check that out. But referrals are a really easy way to tap into the clients that already have met you, have a relationship with you, trust you, like you, and are excited to tell their family and friends about them. Now, one mistake I see a lot of photographers making is they rely on referrals only after a session. So a client books with you, they have a session, and then right after you're like, hey, tell your friends and family. What you need to also remember is that you can go back to those past clients anytime you want and remind them to share about your business. So if you find yourself in a slower season, reach out to those past clients, keep that relationship going, and remind them of your referral program and what you offer in exchange for them sharing your business with their family and friends. The second thing I talked about inside this coaching call was your online presence outside of social media. A lot of times these days we think online presence refers to our social media presence, but there are still a lot of things you can do online that have nothing to do with social media. For example, Pinterest. I know we all kind of lump Pinterest in with social media, but it is actually not a social media platform. It's a search engine platform. By utilizing Pinterest and putting your content out there, you could be reaching a wider audience than you're currently reaching with social media. The other big one is SEO, which I always lump in with blogging. Because SEO, or search engine optimization, is how searchable is your business in a Google search or a Yahoo search. If someone goes into Google and types in family photographer in Denver, Colorado, and that's where you're located and that's what you do, how likely are you to show up on page 1 or even page 2? And the best way to boost your chances of getting on the first couple of pages of Google is to create SEO-friendly content. So instead of having just a website that statically lives on the internet, you created it, you put it out there, and it just kind of lives there. By adding new content all the time that uses these keywords that your audience is searching for, you are boosting your chances of getting seen in a Google search. One of the easiest ways to do that is blogging. Continually adding new blog content to your website keeps your website up to date, relevant, and puts out content that will have keywords your audience could be searching for. The other thing you want to make sure you're doing when it comes to your SEO is that all of your images that are on your blog or on your website have alt text. Depending on your website platform, usually when you upload an image, it gives you several boxes to fill in that are tied to that image. Whether it's a title or an SEO title, you want to put in those keywords in those places because that ties those keywords to those images. So when someone goes onto Google and they do a search for a family photographer in Denver, Colorado, and they click images, your images will hopefully come up. And if they like what they see, they're more likely to click on them and it will take them to your website. So there's several ways we can be using SEO to get ourselves in front of our potential clients. Another way you can market your business outside of social media is through email marketing. I feel very strongly that every small business owner needs to have an email list, and it's one of the best ways to get sales within your business. There's a ton of reasons why email marketing is so powerful for your business. I'm not going to get into all of those reasons in this video, but I want to give you a quick analogy. If you were a musician creating an album, the lead singer is going to be like social media. It's what you see up front. It's the face. It's the pretty image we put out to the world. But where the real magic happens is in the studio with the producer. The producer is the one who's kind of mixing and matching and doing all the things, pulling all the strings, putting everything together so that that beautiful final album is ready to go out to the world. And in our business, social media is that lead singer and email marketing is that producer. It's the one that, even though it's not the front man, it's not the shiny, pretty thing everyone's putting out into the world, it's the thing that consistently is getting new leads and more sales for pretty much every successful business out there. They're just not always talking about it. By having an email list, you have direct access to all of your past clients and potential clients anytime you want. And you're not competing with an algorithm, you're not competing with trends, and you're not competing with these short form videos that everyone's putting out there. Your email goes directly to their inbox. They can look at it and consume it when they're ready to, when they have time to, and they're more likely to be in the right headspace to want to go ahead and make a purchase with you. The last thing that we talked about in our coaching call was in-person events. This is similar to networking, except instead of being around other business owners, you're putting your business in front of your potential clients. A couple options of events you could attend as a photographer would be things like wedding shows, bridal shows, expos, trade shows, or community events such as farmers markets or seasonal activities that your community has going on. If you know there's a business having an event, offer to set up a booth and offer something of value to their clients. Or if you know of someone who is creating an event, a women's event, a mom's event, a family event, ask them if there's a way that you can be a part of that to get your name out in front of more potential clients. Some of these take more work than others. Some of them involve you being more out in your community, others just behind the computer. Finding a balance of the marketing strategies that work for you are going to be the key to helping you spend less time on social media while still getting more clients and more bookings in your photography business. If you found these tips helpful, make sure you click subscribe so you always get notified when new videos go live. And I've got a bonus free gift for you down in the show notes, so make sure you go and grab that. More tips to help you double your bookings without spending so much time on social media.